All right. So 5 steps to become a better decision maker. All right. Right now we talking to personal trainers, fitness coaches. Right. If you are super passionate about changing lives, right? You have a transformational service, okay, and you want to become a better CEO. All right, in what you do and transform more lives and impact more lives and increase your income. All right. So that's what we're talking about today, man. And like, I'm really, I'm really passionate about just decision making, right? Like being a confident and a strong decision maker, right? Why am I so passionate about that? Because I believe it's the number one skill set. One, if you coming into the group, coming into the room, give me some hearts. All right. Let me know where you from, where you reporting from, what you do, what industry you in, who you serve. Let me know a little bit more about y'all. All right. So if you're watching the replay on this, or if you're just coming in, like yo, let's get it. All right, let's get it. Hold on, real quick. Oh, looks like we live. All right, cool. So, reason why I'm passionate about this, I feel like it's the number one skill set, right, that any leader should have, especially if you are a CEO operating a business that is transformational or is life changing. All right. At the end of the day, we all have to become really good decision makers. All right. Our life, like the legacy that we leave behind, the results that we're able to deliver for ourselves, for our business, for our lives, for our clients, for our prospects, for our entire tribe, is all based on what? The decisions that you make. That's what it's all based on. Okay. So I'm really passionate about this, right? And check this out. How can you lead, right? How can you lead a tribe, lead a community, lead a family, right? Or even lead yourself, right? How can you do that if you're not good at making decisions, right? So we are making decisions, especially if you're operating like as a CEO, right? You're making decisions. If you're operating as a CEO, we're having some bad connections. All right. If you are operating as a CEO, you're making decisions almost every hour of the day. If you're a high performer in life, you're making decisions for your mind, for your body, for your emotions, for your spiritual. You're making these decisions every single day, guys. All right. So let's jump into it, man. Let's jump into it. If you jumping on, give me some hearts. All right. If you watching the replay, comment and leave a comment below. If it's on YouTube, if it's on Instagram, if it's on Facebook, leave a comment saying replay. Let me know that you're checking out the replay. All right. So the reason why you have trouble, so if you're a fitness professional, you're personal trainer, fitness coach, right, and you're having trouble attracting qualified leads, it's because you have a hard time deciding on if you're going to do the thing that's going to help you attract the qualified leads. All right. So I'm going to say that again. The reason why you have trouble attracting qualified leads is because you have a hard time deciding on if you should do what you need to do to attract qualified leads. So what is that? That's a decision. That's a decision. And it's not like, you don't know what to do, right? If you already have the process in your business, or if it's going to get the right information so that you can, implement it into your business. All of this comes down to what? Decisions. It all comes down to you actually making the decision to do something or to not do something. And a lot of people think that, if you decide, right? If you decide to actually not do something, that's not a decision. And actually it is. It's just that you're putting off the hard decisions, right? You're putting off the hard decisions, okay? So if you want to become a better decision maker, you definitely can't do that. All right. So I want this to be interaction, right? I want y'all to interact with me today. All right. Like I want y'all to bring out your notes. Okay. I want y'all to bring out your notes. All right. Because, we going to have fun today. And it's going to be very informative for you guys so that you can, after you're done watching this video, you can actually put some things in place, right? So that you can actually get to that point where you're an elite, CEO and decision maker in your life and in your business. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about like the 5 steps. I'm going to break down these 5 steps. And what I want you to do, I want you to audit yourself. Right? So in every single category that I break down, all 5, I want you to score yourself from 0 to 5. Right? 5 being like the highest, you're elite at it. 0 meaning that you don't do it at all. All right? So you're going to rate yourself from 0 to 5 in every single category. Y'all with me? All right, cool. So check it out. All right, so number 1, and you guys probably hear me talk about this a lot, right? So number 1 is, how fast do you make decisions, right? So I'm gonna break down this, right? Because you may think like, oh, you don't want to make like decisions where you don't have time to think about it and things like that, and right. So we're gonna break down this word fast, right? So, and these are things that I implement for my life and in my business, right? Like every year, every day, every month, every quarter. Okay? Look, you got 24 hours to make a decision. Because when we think about like the hard decisions that we got to make in life, it's not that you're not sure if you want to do it. It's just fear. And we're going to talk about that in a second, right? So give yourself an actual, a grace period of how long it's going to take you to make a decision. 24 hours. That could be your grace period, right? I gotta have a different grace period for mine, but you want to start somewhere. If it's 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever it is, I like to say 24 hours, because at the end of the day, when you're about to lay down and go to sleep, you know what you need to do. You're just scared, right? And that's 100% normal. It's normal to be scared of making a hard decision, especially if you're not elite at doing it just yet, right? So it's normal to be scared. It's normal to fear, making a hard decision for your life and in your business, right? But in order to become a better decision maker, right, you need to make a decision, all right? And we're going to talk about fear a little bit later, right? Because, and this is the thing, kind of like I was saying earlier, right? So on the flip side, if you delay it, now you're just putting off the hard decisions. And the only way to become a better decision maker is to practice at making the hard decisions, guys. You gotta make enough hard decisions. That's the only way for you to get better, just like anything else. Practicing a sport, basketball, football, baseball, music, right? Getting better at your content, shooting content, copywriting, whatever skill set, because this is a skill set, right? You have to practice at actually doing it. But if you delay going to practice all the time, unless you Allen Iverson, if you always put off going to practice, how can you actually get better? You have to actually practice it. Okay, so how fast do you make decisions? Fast meaning that there are decisions that can be made right now. There are decisions that can be made in an hour. There are decisions that can be made by the end of the day. Right? So some of those decisions, you're delaying it until the end of year, the end of 3 years, or sometimes some people will take these decisions to the grave with them. Right? How can we be elite leaders, and impact lives, right, and increase our income if all the hard decisions, you're just delaying it, sweeping it under the rug, right, and not actually facing it like the leader that God has put you on this earth to be? Okay? So that's number 1. So number 2 is, what's the ROI? What's the return on investment, right? So I'm going to break this down, because every return on investment doesn't have to be money. So when I'm making a hard decision, right, I'm like, all right, cool. What's the ROI on this? Financially, it could be all 3, or it could be one of these 3. It could be financial return on investment, time, maybe whatever this decision that I'm making, maybe it's going to give me back some time if I'm deciding to hire somebody, right? And this, task is taking me, this task is taking me 20 hours a week to actually do. If I hire somebody, the return on investment is those 20 hours. Right? And then value. Value, all right? So if I decide to move forward with this decision, what is the value that I'm going to get in return? Because keep in mind, we're talking about making an impact right here on this earth. And the only way to continue to make an impact is to actually get better and provide more value to the people that we're impacting. If you're just as valuable as you was in 2020, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. You cannot, you're supposed to increase in value. You're an asset. You're supposed to increase in value as you continue to run your business, you continue to be on earth. Okay? So you're going to have a hard time leading a person that's this is what I mean by that value. You're going to have a hard time leading a person that's at level 1 and you at level 2. That's going to be pretty fucking hard. And they're not actually going to look at you as the authority. They're not going to look at you as the leader. So you need to continue to invest in you, right? And make these decisions so that you can be at level 10 and be at level 20. So now there's a gap. So now if you're at level 10 and somebody's at level 1, okay, now you can actually help them get to level 5. But when they get to level 5, you shouldn't be at level 10 all the time. Every week, right? Every day, every week, every month, you should be making decisions so that you can increase your intellectual property, your value. Make sense, guys? So when you're making these decisions, what's the return on investment? Is it a financial return on investment? Is it a time? Is it return on investment? Is time as far as time, or is it a return on investment as far as value, or is it all three? Game changer if it's all three. All right, guys. So you have to increase that gap so that they're at level 1, you're at level 10. You help them get to level 5 while your value is still increasing to level 11, level 15, level 20, level 30. Right? So I would say the most important return on investment that you could get is value. Because as long as you are increasing in value, that's the return on investment. Guess what else is going to increase? Right? Your income, your money. Right? And you're going to get a lot of your time back. So that's number 2. Number 2 is what's the ROI? Number 3 is what's the risk? What is the risk? Right? So we're going to talk about we're going to break this down, right? So a lot of you guys are taking just a piece of number 3 and that's the only thing that you consider, right? So of course you want to consider when you're making these decisions, you want to consider and be aware of, you're not ignoring it, right? You're a human being, okay? That's number 1. So when you're a human being, you need to be aware of these things, okay? So first, what could I potentially lose if I make this decision? So you need to be aware of that, right? But also, what could I potentially lose if I do not make this decision? These are 2 things that you need to be aware of, right? What is the risk, all right? So number 3 is going to lead into number 4, all right? So number 4 is very important, guys. How are you actually operating? Are you operating out of fear and failure? Right? Or out of faith and facts? Number 4, I'm going to say it again. Are you operating out of fear and failure or out of faith and facts? Y'all feel me? All right? Because, listen, check this out. The thing that you fear, right, is somebody else's normal. The thing that scares the fuck out of you is somebody else's normal. For example, let's use football. I know, if you're a high performer, you're a fitness, a health professional, right? You probably have played some sports at some time in your life, or you watch sports. So let's talk about football, right? Think about I'm talking about my son too, right? Because my son he's playing flag football. and his mom is scared. She don't want him, tackling, doing, whatever, physical tackle football, right? So the first time a person goes on the field and they see, they think about football, right? Think about it, right? Like, these are players that are going helmet to helmet every practice, every game. Every Sunday there's a game. Every Monday there's a game. Every Thursday there's a game. They're going helmet to helmet repeatedly. All right? So for normal people, right, they might think like, oh, that's crazy. I would actually never do that. I would never go on the field and go helmet to helmet consistently with another player at full speed. Absolutely not. Right? Full speed, another person can hit me. Even though I got the pads on, they can hit me, knock the wind out of me. Right? But this is the thing. Now you take that person, maybe they're interested in football, and you put them around people that have been living and breathing football. It is normal for these players to go on the field and go helmet to helmet with the other team every single week. That is their life. It is normal to them, right? So if that's something that you want to do, all you got to do is get around people where that is normal too. Because if you sit on the sideline and you just talking to the crowd, right, they not going on the field. It's scary to them. It scares the fuck out of them to have to go on the field and put at risk, right? Getting a concussion, right? And other health issues down the road. These are the risk. But also, there's a big reward to it. Big contract in the NFL, right? Maybe not such a big contract, but there are different. There's risk and there's reward to everything. But if something fucking scares you, and you want it to be normal to you, get around people that is already normal for it. All right. So if there are goals that you want to achieve, and there are decisions that you want to get better at making, get around people. The things that you fear and the things that you are afraid to fail at, get around people that are activating with their faith, right? Going based on facts, numbers, KPIs, and it's normal to them. Get around them. Okay? And that's how you need to operate moving forward. We're not leaders. We're not operating out of feeling failure. We might acknowledge it. We might acknowledge the fear. We're human like anybody else. But like now, we instead of operating out of fear, we operate out of faith. Instead of operating out of failure, we operate out of facts. That's how we do it. That's how elite human beings, that's how elite CEOs, right? That's how elite leaders, that's how the fuck we do it. We ain't no different from you, right? We started where you started at. It's just that this person decided to operate out of fear. One person decided to operate out of faith. One person decided to operate out of failure. One person decided to operate out of facts. That's it. So that's number 4. Number 5, my favorite one. Number 5, my favorite one. How are you showing up? I'm sorry. Who are you showing up as? When it's time to make these decisions, who are you actually showing up as? There's 3 people that you can show up as. All right? So you can show up as the person that you used to be. You can show up as the person that you are today. Or you can show up as the person that you want to become. And this is the thing. All 3 are completely different decision makers. Completely different decision makers, guys. All right. If I was to show up like the guy I was, years ago, right? Drinking every single day. I gotta have a drink anytime I eat food at home. If I'm at the club, I gotta have a drink in my hand. I'm having 10 to 12 drinks at the end of the night, right? I'm chasing girls. I'm going home. I'm playing video games, right? If I was to make decisions like that man today, right? How different would my life be? It'll look a lot different than it is now. I wouldn't be speaking to you guys right now. I'll either be hungover or I'll be playing 2K. Or I'll be going to pick up a chick to bring to the crib. Right? That's how I will be. That's how I will be operating. Now, if I was to operate as the person I am today, right? I might show up and talk to you a little bit, but it probably wouldn't be about how to become a better decision maker, right? So I need to show up as the person that I want to become. So if you want to become a better decision maker, make the decisions like the person that you want to become. So when you write out and you got your vision board and you writing out like you things that you want to manifest, the things that you want to have, the money that you want to make, reverse engineer it and say, what did this man or woman do? What type of decisions did this man or woman make in order to get the things that's on my vision board? And then do that. Actually, go to the vision board, go find somebody that fits that description and ask them and study them. What type of decision is this person making in their business, in their life? How are they making these decisions? How fast are they making these decisions? Right? When they make the wrong decision, how fast do they pivot? I'm telling you, when you start showing up like that, your life and your business will be completely different. Because this is the thing, you can continue to show up like the person that you are today. That's fine. You want to do that? By all means, that's fine. But guess what? You'll stay just like that. You'll stay the person that you are right now. You'll stay just like that. This is why you look up and people are in the same position, they're in the same predicament as they was 2-3 years, sometimes 5 or 10 years ago. Well, sometimes even worse because they started acting like the person that they used to be. Right? So if you want your life to look different 6 to 12 months from now, act like the person that you want to become 6 to 12 months from now. Make decisions like that today. Don't wait till you become that person to start making those decisions. Start making those decisions now. Recap. So one, how to make sure that you're making fast decisions, right? 24-hour grace period is what you need to make a hard decision. Number two, what's the ROI? What's the return on investment? Is it a financial return on investment? Is it you get time back from this, right? From this investment, right? Or are you increasing the value? Increasing value in you as a person, increasing value in you as a business owner, right? So what's the ROI? That's number two. Number three, what's the risk? What could I potentially lose if I make this big decision? What could I potentially gain? What could I potentially lose if I don't make this decision? Right? And you want to look at which one is worse. What I will actually lose if I make this decision and it don't go the way I want to, or if I don't make the decision, what will I lose? Right? What will I not gain? Okay? So that's number three. And then number four, are you operating out of fear and failure, or are you operating out of faith and facts? That's number four. Number five, who are you showing up as when it's time to make these hard decisions? Are you showing up as the person that you used to be? Are you showing up as the person that you are today? Or are you showing up as the person that you want to become? Okay? So this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to rate yourself from 0 to 5 in all 5 categories. Okay? So 5 meaning that you're elite. You are elite in this category. All right. 4 meaning like, all right, like, you do it, you decent at it, right? 3 meaning like, all right, you do it every now and then, you're like average at it. 2, you like, nah, I barely do it. All right. 1 or 0, like you don't do it at all. All right. So rate yourself. All right. Our legacy is based on the decisions that we've made on this earth. The success of your business is based on the decisions that you make on this earth. All right. The impact that you make in this world is based on the decisions that you make on this earth every single day, especially when it's time to make the hard decisions, guys. Especially when it's time to make the hard decisions. All right. So this is what I want you to do. If you score anywhere between 21 and 25, DM me the word elite. All right. That means that you're an elite decision maker. All right. If you score anywhere between 16 and 20, all right, you're a good decision maker. So I want you to DM me the word good. If you score anywhere between 11 and 15, you're an average decision maker. DM me the word average. Anything from a 10 and below, help. Just DM me the word help. DM me the word help, bro. Just DM me the word help, sis. All right? And it's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, like we've all been there. I've been there myself, right? And the only reason why you wouldn't decide to actually, you know, get help with the things that you're struggling in, if it's the constraints with your business, if it's the insecurities that you have with your life, right, is if you just don't want to get better. The only way to get better is to actually work on getting better. But you first have to acknowledge that, hey, I actually need help and I'm not that good at it. Nothing wrong with that.